Hey everybody, welcome back to 30 Days Until Done. I'm John Branningham. I hope you enjoyed the Earth, Air, Fire, and Water month, and that was in tribute to the guy from the lead singer from Earth, Wind, and Fire, although we only found out that he died halfway through, and that's very tragic. I really like that band. Okay, so today we're going to be we're going to start a new month, and the new month is travel. There's a couple of ways you can do this. I'd probably think of a central trip that you took. You're going to be getting away from that trip probably, just because it's hard for me to unify just a single trip in the way that we're doing. But if you could come back to that trip as much as possible, I think that would be a good idea. Now, for me, if I were going to do that, I'd probably do my trip on the High Sierra Trail. My brother and I hiked that when I was 15, and it was a great trip. That was really fun. Mark, if you're watching this, that was a lot of fun. I might do in a year and a half. I and my wife are going to be doing the Pacific Coast Trail, all the way from Oregon to Mexico. And if I were doing, well, I am going to do that as a poetry collection. I know right now that I'm going to do that as a poetry collection, even though I haven't even started it yet. Let's see, what's another trip just a trip like that's really powerful and strong, and that can get you a unified collection. Now, every once in a while, you're going to have to go away from that single trip because there's no way I can have topics that anticipate what you did. But as much as you can, come back to that trip. Okay, so we're going to start off where all trips start, and that's the impetus to travel. Oh, by the way, you like the metaphor? I'm standing on a road. Okay. The impetus for travel. What made you want to go on that trip? What made you have to go on that trip? Did somebody die and you had to go see them? Were you going off to school? That's an interesting one, going off to college for the first time. Or were you, I don't know, there's a lot of things you could be doing. For me, it was, I was 15, and somebody told me that I could have an adventure, right? And that's what more do you need at 15, right? So we got our packs and we just went out into the wild. It's very tame wild, right? It's Sequoia and there's rangers going around, and had we gotten in any real trouble, somebody would have helped us. Still the wild though. So, and that was a really great, really wonderful way to spend a summer. Maybe I was 16. I can't remember. But it was did it at a very young age, and it was just absolutely fantastic, and just great freedom within some constraints, which is exactly what you need at that age. Okay, so what was my impetus to travel? Adventure, right? But it could be something else. So, like if you're traveling to see a funeral, I traveled to see my friend's funeral in Las Vegas, and we left, in the middle of the night because we found out in the middle of the night, and so that's an interesting way to start a poetry collection, right? You find out that your friend's dead, and you start off into the night across the desert. And I'd probably even write about, it'd probably take me all the way until we got to State Line, which is where we got our hotel for that night. And the sad desperation of a State Line hotel at 2 o'clock in the morning when you are going to your friend's funeral. It was bad. And also, casinos are just the most depressing places in the world for me, because it's like every human pain is just on display there. So when you get that, put it down below, and I'll see you tomorrow on 30 Days Until Done.